Hello. I'm not normal intro, purely based on the fact that this is an uncomfortable and sensitive topic. By the title of the video you can kind of tell what this is about. So, friend has removed me once again because of a controversy that I've had in the past with a man named Alistair. Perfectly honest, there's a lot that's happened. The man named Alistair, obviously you'll have heard his voice and stuff in my Christmas special on a Minecraft episode once, that's still up on my channel. Now, the issue here is that said friend of mine who has just removed me because of this is in belief that there can be a friendship between me and Alistair again. Now, I know it sounds petty, and I know that he thinks that I am trying to trick him and Alistair's trying to trick him into pulling a string at two ends, and it's making him thin. Personally, I have never wanted him to choose between me and Alistair. I said to him, I believe it was a few days to a week ago, that unlike Alistair, I would never remove him because I value his friendship. Now I know that you'll probably watch this back at some point, and there is one thing for certain that I can say, that I have never tried to trick you. I have only merely been there to let you vent, and I know that I've said this in a message to you, and I know that it's going to annoy you, me making this video to address this issue as well, but I feel like I am in need of making this from my point of view. Respectfully, I have no issue with you whatsoever. You're a grown man, you make your own choices. I make my own as well. I choose to live my own life. I choose not to worry about Alistair. And as you know from first-hand experience, Alistair has removed you several times without a reason, no message, no nothing, and then tries messaging you and picking back up the friendship where he left off. And this is the issue that I've had with Alistair in the past. This is why me and Alistair can never be friends. This is the reason why. And I know that I've said this 100 million times, and I've gone over this subject with you, and you say that I don't listen to you. But I don't always think that I don't always think what I've told you about him has gone through either. You say that you give me advice and it goes in one ear and comes out the other. It doesn't. I personally have made the choice not to let myself get hurt by him again, by trusting him with my friendship, only for him to throw it back in my face a couple of weeks later. That's not out. That's might seem out of spite, but that's to protect myself, just like you're doing by ensuring that you aren't suffering between him and me. Now, I respect your choice. That much is clear. You can view it as you desire, but from my point of view, there is no fixing me and Alistair, and I know that me and Alistair could talk this through and fix it. I have tried in the past many a times to make atonement with him, and it works for a few weeks, and then he will find a reason to throw it back in my face. I am nothing but nice to people. I try to be. But it always gets thrown back in my face. And what you don't realise sometimes is like when I tried to change the subject the other day with you, I started talking about Outriders and tried to lift your spirit a bit by changing the subject away from Alistair. But all you kept talking about was how Alistair triggered you, and that was annoying me. No, I never let it bother me, because I knew that you needed to get out of your system. But why pin all your issues with Alistair and make me also part of the issue when I have tried to do nothing but help you vent about it and then change the subject? This is the problem I have with you every single time. I have no problem with you, which is why I end up being like friends with you. But remember, you had a year of me and you not being friends because of the whole Alistair situation. Now, I give you the benefit. I did unblock you and stuff like that. And once again, I'm not saying this to be horrible. I'm not trying to be an arsehole. I know you might see it that way if you do watch this video back. And for good reason, I'm not going to mention your name, because I know in some case you respect me for not saying your name. Even my name and Alistair's name in your update video. But like I said, you need your space. I give you your space. That's why I haven't invited you to a party the last couple of days, because I knew that with everything that's been going on lately, you would need your space, and I kind of hoped that you wouldn't unfriend me based on the fact of this issue that you've been having, being pissed off at Alistair, and it's been expanded into me being part of the issue. Again, I'm not going to fault you for it, because I didn't exactly help the situation by not changing the subject almost immediately, because I feel you went your issues, and I'm not condoning you not to, even if I am part of it in your mind. However, I cannot be dragged down for all the faults that he has done. Between me and him, I've never unfriended you, not once. And there is always an issue. And yes, I have, and yes, for the sake of it, I did come on this game, but not to record an actual episode based on this game. I just want you to know, from my point of view, and this isn't, I have never attempted any kind of manipulative trick to you. Everything I ever say to you, I've always been, I like to think I've been supportive in every way I possibly could, even when you needed to vent about Alistair. And I know that you think that it's plausible to tell me and Alistair in a video that we should speak to each other and try to talk it out. And I would, given half the chance that he doesn't throw it back in my face after a few weeks. But as the old saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Alistair's setting, and I suppose so am I in my own way. And that's just where the line ends, really. Because, like I said, I've tried many a times, and I've been first hand dealt the card of Alistair remover and blocking me, and you've experienced the same thing. And then you're making videos, or you're making this video recently, playing two sides of a coin, and saying that we both make it difficult for you. And maybe that is true. Maybe you do feel that way. I don't try to make you feel that way. I never have. I don't know what to say to convince you. At the end of the day, what you choose to do is in your hands. I can't stop you, neither can he. But you also can't fix a problem that doesn't want to be fixed. Because if it was fixable, then me and Alistair would never have an issue. But like I've said to you many times, I'm just trying to live my life. It's Alistair that messages you on DC, trying to tell you this, that and the other, and trying to badmouth me to you, even though I don't speak to him. He messaged me one time telling me to apologise to him, and yes, I refused. Because I have done nothing to him. I tried to be his friend. He threw it back in my face. Plenty of times. I tried to have laughs with him. Even with that stupid little thing that we did on that game, creating minis of my characters. It was supposed to be a laugh, you know? But evidently, I mean, obviously that joke might have gone on a little bit too long than he was comfortable with. But he could have dealt with it better. He could have just said he was tired of doing it and asked us if we could stop doing it. Instead, Alistair dealt with it a different way. One minute we were having a laugh with that, the next minute he was kicking off and screaming about it. I might make that sound a little bit more dramatic than it actually was. But I was sat there in the party when it was going on. I know you weren't there for every single experience that I've had with him. So obviously you don't have the full scope of everything that's went on in the past for me and Alistair, but like I said, I'm just trying to live my life. Trying to do things with my life. I'm busy currently working. I'm going to be doing once I finish my apprenticeship, I'm going to be looking for another job. I'm going to be planning on, hopefully when I get another job, I'll plan I'll be planning future things for going on holidays, and stuff like that. You know. What can I say? End of the day, I just want to live my life, and you want to live yours. I'm not going to fault you, so why should you fault me in believing that I'm holding a grudge over a man who I don't even think about on the regular basis because I've got to. The only reason why I'm making this video is because I almost saw the full scope of your 43-minute video after I messaged you, just to find out why you removed me, and now I know. But that's the issue that I think that you have is, and again, I don't mean this in a mean way, but you do seem to pin. You do seem to fill yourself with so much negative energy, and then you blow a gasket based on small things, like Alistair messaging you and me saying to you, just ignore him because, you know, you've been there, you've had the experience where he's been your friend and then all of a sudden one day just removes you. But I've never done that to you. You've done that to me a lot. Which feels exactly the same way as it did with Alistair. The only difference is Alistair would last a few weeks being my friend. You've lasted a while. You're a lot tougher than Alistair is when it comes to friendships. And that has my respect. And I know that you need your space, which is why, even though you say that I invite you to parties all the time, I don't. Most did, yeah. And obviously the last couple of days I've left you alone because I knew that you were going to get more stressed, and perhaps I should have backed off a bit sooner. Perhaps a few days less, maybe a week earlier. But yeah, you need your time to yourself, and I get that. I need my time to myself as well. It's a two-way street, which is exactly why I left you alone, so that I could have my own time and you could have yours. You can join your other friends, and I can muck about doing whatever I want to do on my own. But honestly, I think it's silly. I really do think it's quite silly. Because like I say, looking to fix an issue that's been broken for years, and it might be seen as silly and childish and might seem like we're in a nursery school, but end of the day, we make our own choices. You're a grown man, you make your choices. I don't force you into anything. Alice, I think, and he makes his choices. Choose to message you, you might choose to be his friend. You might choose to be my friend. I'm not making you pick. And I don't think Alistair should make you pick either. Me personally, like I've said in the past, I have no issue with you being friends with Alistair if you want to be. Just because I don't like him because of the amount of times he's removed me doesn't mean you should listen to me all the time and ignore him because I've said so. I'm not in charge of you. I know that I come off that way quite a lot. But the thing is, as you've once again made it clear, I'd forgotten, you know. I definitely did need that message because sometimes I forget. I can be a bit too demanding, and I don't mean to come off that way. So yeah, make your choices. Get your head clear, figure things out, spend time with your other friends. I don't mind. And I know that you need your space, regardless of whether I've downloaded games that I had other games to join you on. The reason why I did that in the first place is because you were my friend. I wanted to join you on the games that you enjoy. What's wrong with that? I didn't think it was a problem. But anyway, choices are your choices. I'll just leave it at that. Let you do what you gotta do. I've said what I needed to say. I'll leave you to it. If we speak again, we speak again. If not, then we don't. There's no middle ground. We either talk, we'll talk again or we won't. End of the day, there's no middle ground. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, not making the video to be nasty or be negative or piss you off even more, but hopefully hear what I'm saying, despite how it might sound if you watch this back. Whenever that is, if you do, I mean. But you know, just do what you gotta do, chill out, get your head straight, have your peace and quiet from the drama. Well, I wouldn't say drama because there is no real drama. It just seems to have become an issue of the decisions we're making to you about how me and him go about our personal decisions. I'm afraid there's not much you can do about that. But yeah, I'll leave you to it. Speak again, if not, we don't. It's quite that simple, really. yeah. I suppose I'll just end this stream now and do what I'm doing, and yeah.